Real Talk Sports with Travis Lamar, Dr. Williams, aka the Kool Doctor. We've had a great show so far, man. It's been
Thank you,
so fun.
man.
It's been so fun having you back, man, like old times, man.
Thank you.
Listen,
Thank you.
Let's Be Real was our podcast that we did in the past, and Real Talk has kind of, branched out from that entity. So we back at it like we never left, man. And so for our final segment today, the Kool Doc, let's talk a little bit about the mainstream sports media talk shows that we look at, the ones that you like, the ones that you don't like, et cetera, et cetera. What you got?
So the ones that I don't like, I'm not a huge fan of, and they got some very colorful personalities on it, but I'm not a huge fan of the new Undisputed, right? And here's why. Because you got Richard Sherman, you have Michael Irvin, you had Keyshawn with Skip. Number one, I
Right.
can never like Skip again, right? I could never in life like Skip again because of
Why?
what he's done to the way he used to disrespect Shannon Sharp, aka the
Right.
disrespect was so blatant and it had like a I don't care what you're gonna do about it feel to it, right?
Right.
Like I think the straw that break the camel back, and Shannon talked about it on his podcast all the time, was when Skip like pointed at him and was like, "Put your glasses back on," like almost like, "Man, you on my show? Put your glasses back on before I get you out of here." You know what I
Right.
mean? And the
Right.
disrespect took place so long. For the longest, we were like, "Oh, you don't have to take this." Like
Right.
like Ghost, you don't. We're only watching this show because of you. Like, you do not have to take this, right?
Right.
Like, as soon as you move, we're all gonna move, right? And and they've been number two behind First Take the entire time, but I know the ratings have to be, and I don't know the number, but it has to be worse. Now, Richard Sherman, I like him. Keyshawn Johnson, I like him. Michael Irvin, I like him. But it's almost like Richard Sherman is trying to be Shannon Sharp now, right? It's almost like he's trying to disagree with everything that Skip says. And it could be I'm just overanalyzing, right? It could be like every time
Right.
Richard
Right.
talk, I
Right.
compare him to Shannon. And I'm
Right.
trying to get it out of my head, but I can't. And it's like, dude, you're not Shannon Sharp. Like, you can't replace Shannon Sharp or Michael or Keyshawn Johnson. And they don't even let Skip talk anymore. Like, Skip bringing the question and it's over.
I was going to say, like,
It's over.
so I don't watch Undisputed anymore. I used to watch, all the time with Skip and Shannon, and for all the Skip folks, I thought they had a good energy, and it matched. That's
Right.
why we watched it, and Shannon was absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, Skip now is a moderator. He's the mediator, and that's
Yeah.
not what he's great at. So it doesn't work well, and then the clips I'll see, like Keyshawn, you talk about disrespect. Now, Keyshawn and Sherm don't have no respect for Skip Bayless.
Right. Right.
Skip Bayless
Right.
take means absolutely nothing to them former athletes.
Right.
I'm talking zero. So it's like it's hard to watch. You don't have no respect for who you're working with. You don't give their takes any credence. Michael Irvin has great energy. I like his energy, but
Yeah.
that's not a show that I'll particularly watch. And then was First Take. I haven't watched First Take in years. But they just had the meme of I don't know if you saw it. Shannon Sharp had too much makeup on, I guess.
I
Oh
watched
my
it live. As soon as he
Twitter.
came, as soon as he came on, I said, "What the hell?"
Listen,
As soon as
listen.
he came on, that's the first thing I said.
Boy, Twitter, boy. If Twitter
Yeah.
don't do nothing else, if Twitter don't do nothing else, boy, they will turn you into the most hilarious, memes and talking
Mm-hmm.
points moving forward. But so how is First Take working with Shannon over there?
Well, here's the issue with First Take, right? Shannon and Stephen A agree a lot. That's the issue for me. So it's not like the only thing they may disagree on is LeBron Jordan, right? But when it's time to go against the Cowboys, they're gonna agree. They're gonna agree. They're gonna kind of say the same thing. They're gonna yes man a lot of their takes, and it's like I don't know if I want this, right? Like I need you guys
You need the clash.
to go at it, like, and that's what a debate. It's not a lot of debating; it's a lot of agreeing. Now, And that's why I think that's really, really why I was undisputed when Shannon was over there over First Take. I was always undisputed over First Take because I felt as though, although Shannon was in the mainstream media, he was our closest voice to he was the closest voice to us, right?
Right.
Our issues matter. And Stephen, our issues matter to Stephen there as well. When I say our, I mean like the Black community. But I don't know. It just felt like Unc was more us. Now, when Unc was bringing the goat on the set and the Black and Miles on the set and the bottles of Hennessy on the set, if you notice, that just stopped, right? It randomly stopped out of nowhere. Why?
Right.
Shannon Sharp has a podcast with Chad Ochocinco now, and he spoke about it. His job was in jeopardy. They told him day after day to stop, but they had no clue what was coming through the door the next morning because he kept doing it.
That's ridiculous. That's
Right.
horrible.
So it's
That's
like,
horrible.
Skip, this is your show. We get it. This is Skip Bayless' show. You brought Unc on. But remember, we're here for Unc now. Like, we are absolutely here for Uncs, but according to Unc, his job was at jeopardy every time he wore the LeBron James jersey with no shirt under him. Every time he brought the goat, the real goat on TV. Every time he pulled a yak inside the
with his stocking cap on, cuz listen,
his job was on the line.
And I'm pretty sure undisputed ratings are taking a hit. It's like you get in the way, like for all the Skip faults or whatever the case may be, those two worked well together.
They work well. I agree.
Now I thought Skip stepped on, Unc too many times, and I always used to wonder, like, is there something in the contract to make Unc not do, But all for all extensive purposes, it worked.
It worked.
And like you said, when the commentary is not clashing, when it's all agreements, it don't work as well. No. That's just how we've been accustomed. So yeah, I don't watch either of them too much, but I do want to hint on a show that I do watch every single chance I get.
Okay.
My favorite mainstream sports media show by far.
I know what you're about to say.
Oh, do you?
I have to know what you're about to say.
I want you to guess. What is it? What is it?
Is it Mason Cam?
No, man.
No?
I don't even know. You talking about Mason, the rappers. Oh, no, boy.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, man. No.
Go ahead.
Boy, listen, first things first. Oh. First things first, bro.
Yeah.
With Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, and my boy Kevin. Wow.
For real?
Man, listen, I need all the first. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you why.
Yeah.
Kevin Wiles is a phenomenal mediator, moderator, dog. His wit, his timing, like Kevin Wiles is absolutely phenomenal. Nick Wright and his takes, they Nick Wright is a whole nother entity, man. Dude, he out there, but he played lead guitar for that show and he plays it well.
Yeah.
And Chris Broussard is the solid, strong voice that, I tend to find myself, agreeing with the majority of his takes more so than the rest. But their energy, bro, like I talked about it, like they match. Their chemistry is elite. And those gentlemen have fun, bro. The fun leaps out on the screen. Like they just laughing and it's fun. They got jokes and the segments are top tier. I
haven't seen First Thing First in years.
Man, listen, the segments are phenomenal. I like everything about the ambiance, every First Things First, every chance I get, I watch.
Yeah.
Even when they bring Coach Mangini and Greg Jennings on, them boys just match. They like a great R&B group, bro. And I hope they don't ever split up because you know how it go. Once somebody get a little live, they won't move them.
You know when I stopped watching that show? When they got rid of CeCe. When they got rid of Chris Carter, they took me. I left with him. With him. And that's
because you had enjoyed that. That's people mess a good thing out. People mess. So I didn't watch him when CeCe was there too often. But yeah, First Things First, I gotta shout them out and shout out to Get Up with Mike Greenberg. I catch that show a good bit. That's a good show too. And because of my style, I'm a one-man show on Real Talk Sports. I do check in on The Herd with Colin Coward every now and then.
I like Colin. Colin is different. Colin going to say some wild stuff.
Yeah.
I like Colin. Yep.
When Colin was right. When Colin was wrong.
Right.
Segments, bro. Like I like it. So that's kind of my take on the mainstream media. But before we leave, I do want to shout out some of the local sports media that I watch. Danny Foxworth, gentleman out of Long Ridge, South Carolina, by way of Moss Corner. At the Plate is his podcast. Focuses a lot on baseball, but he does really good work.
Okay.
And then my classmate, oh, you can stream that on YouTube, and I think he has the Spotify and Apple links as well, mostly on his Instagram. And then my high school classmate from Timberland, class of '07, Dexter. He does a lot of Sports Cartel. That's the name of his podcast on Facebook. He has his shows on Instagram as well. Black Hawk Fitness is his apparel gym line. So yeah, those are some local shows that I try to tap into when possible. But yeah, man, that's kind of what I'm consuming as a sports savant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, man, I gotta get on those. I'm heavy on Shannon Sharp's podcast, Uncle Shish, Club Shish. Him, it's with Chad Johnson now, Ultra Single.
yeah, I've seen some clips
Yeah.
on it on Twitter.
And they work well together. They work
Yeah.
well
No,
together.
those are two real strong personalities.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And you got the pivot. I love the pivot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
With
Ron
Ryan
Clark,
Clark and Fred
Craig
Taylor and
Key, Chad, I'm crazy behind.
Channing. But yeah. I gotta check those local ones out because I know them personally. Yeah, I feel terrible. I gotta check those out.
No, I'll send them to you. And
Gotta
then
check
one
those out.
more too. The group from Fantasy Football now can't leave out Phil Yates and
Ooh.
Daniel and Mike and Stefania Bell. Keeping us
Stefania Beast, boy. She hold
keeping
her
us there.
own,
Yeah,
boy.
hey, she be on it, bro. So we be
Stefania
ranked
Beast.
fantasy. They do a good job, man. So shout out to everybody in sports media. I appreciate all the work for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, before we close, man, look, you keep running. You got the ball, man.
Yes, sir.
You LT in that MVP year, man. Keep
Oh six,
running.
oh
Keep
six.
running. That 06 year was crazy. I need you to keep running. I can't remember what it was. And as I was preparing for today's show, you broke some news for me recently. Just scrolling on Instagram. You said,
Right.
and I'm like, that really happened. And that went on YouTube, not YouTube, Yahoo Sports. And I'm like, this fool just broke some news for me. But I can't remember what it was. I thought
Hey,
about it last
Woj
night.
bomb.
I
Woj bomb. I just drop a Woj bomb on him. I don't know. It could
yes,
have been a Damian Lillard trade. That was like the most breaking news
could have
type
been.
deal I dropped.
Could
But
have
yeah,
been.
man, I just we've always kind of talked about getting in the podcast space and the
Yes.
sports podcast space, and we had our podcast, Let's Be Real, running, and we had a good run. And I mean, I was just ready to get into it, man. So
And
I don't, I yeah.
this is your space, but hey, my brother, whenever you need me, I'm here.
No, I appreciate you,
I'm
Cool Doc.
here.
Hey, Real Talk Sports with Dr. Williams, aka the Kool Doctor. We had a great show today, family. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your energy, man.
Love you,
Good
brother.
to be back in the number one more time. Much love to your brethren, and until next time.
Take care,
Real
brother.
Talk Sports, baby.